At Gatecrafters, we have a lot of gate openers that are actually battery-operated gate openers. Any solar gate opener is a battery-operated gate opener. Any 12-volt DC gate opener we sell is a battery-operated gate opener. The battery is the main power supply for the gate opener, so it's very important to understand what voltage you should be getting, how to check your voltage, and how to load test your voltage. What we have here first is a standard multimeter. On this side, we have VDC. This is how you check DC voltage. All batteries are DC voltage. You'll notice there's a V with a line and a dotted line underneath. That stands for DC voltage, which is direct current. Direct current always has a positive and a negative, and that's what the solid line and dotted line stand for. You might see on yours a V with a wavy line. That's VAC. AC is alternating current. The polarity, the positive and negative, swap places 60 times a second because we are 60 hertz in the United States. So you're going to be using the DC side. These numbers here are maximums that it's going to detect. So you don't want to change it to 20 if you're trying to test for 24 volts. Here we are testing for 12 volts, so we can move it to 20. These are your leads. You want to make sure that your leads are in the right place. If it says amps where you're checking, where you're putting your lead, this is going to be for checking amperage. See that says 10 amp DC there. We don't want it on that one. It's not going to check voltage. You want to have it on the omega sign and COM. Here we have two batteries from the same manufacturer. One of these batteries we put on a charger. One battery is straight off the shelf. This is the one off the shelf, and this is something we want to demonstrate. The reading on this is 12.72 volts. That is actually mid-grade on a 12-volt battery. Typically a 12-volt battery at fully charged is around 13.2 volts. Whenever you buy a battery at a store, it is not fully charged. They dissipate as they sit on the shelf. So depending on how long it's been on the shelf for, it could be any voltage, including something too low to use. So almost always, if you buy a new battery, you have to let it charge first. This is the battery that we've had charging. Notice the voltage is 13.15. This is a fully charged battery. It's pretty close to being 13.2, what you'd expect to see on a 12-volt battery. This is only half of knowing if your battery is good. Ideally, you want to keep your battery in the range of 13 volts, like this one is. If you're going solar, it's okay to drop in the 12.7 volt range. You just want to make sure you get charged back up. If you have your battery on a charger and you're in the 12.7 range, and it's constantly getting a trickle charge, you're probably overworking the system and you need a larger battery, or you need a faster charger, but something's not right. You should be up to around 13 volts. The other thing to point out is that you could be reading a surface charge. If you have your battery on a charger and you read 13.14 volts and you just took it off the charger, that could be a surface charge, not a depth charge. What you want to do is test it under load. If you take a 12-volt motor, which you can usually take the two power leads from the gate opener that you're working on, and touch them directly to the battery. Polarity doesn't matter. I'll explain that in a second. And then do a voltage reading. Notice it dropped to 12.82. That is the depth charge that we have. That's what we have under load. That's very important because the gate opener is obviously going to take a load off your battery. The reason polarity doesn't matter from the motor is with DC motors, if you do polarity one direction, the motor will spin one way. If you reverse polarity, the motor will just spin the opposite direction. So there's no way to get it wrong.